I put them all over there.
Oh yeah, coffee's over there too. I'm not paying attention this morning. It's just this morning.
Everybody's so quiet. Are we live yet?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to welcome all of you and our virtual audience. For those of you who are new, we have Stephanie here from BNI, right?
No.
Okay.
I just heard about
That's how you heard about us. Okay. And had you set up a profile on our site? Okay, awesome. Well, welcome. Then you're one of our members. You're a virtual member, and we're so glad to have you here. And then we have Melinda, who's one of our newest members. It's good to see you today. Y is an old faithful. We have Sean, who is a first-time guest, so good to have you here today. And Sarah Henley over here, who has the cookies, 2 for $1,
Yum,
over in
yum.
the corner. Have complimentary coffee over there. And then over here is Deborah Norwood, who is Laughter Lawyer, one of our professional members and executive counsel. Back in the back is Cheryl Hurley, who will be blogging live today. She is a professional blogger with the Stylist Quote and one of our professional boosters. Then we have David, who's tech team. Can you wave at everybody? We have Caroline, who's our tech team leader, and also the photographer. So if you need photography, you know who to go see. We'll have people coming in all through the morning. Delmar was our 8th member, and we have, by the way, we have 1,048 members now, everybody. We are growing. So now, what do? We work with professionals who want to optimize what, Delmar? 3 things.
Social media. You always keep me on the
Educational.
education exchange and networking.
And networking events.
Yeah.
Social media, educational exchange, and networking events. And we are doing what? Why? You should know. 3 words.
Collaborating, bringing everyone
together
together.
through 4 words. And Sean, you can read those right there at the bottom.
Connections, collaboration, exposure, and business.
There you go.
That's where I wanted to go.
Okay, and today is a special day because it is the 5th Thursday. Now, for those of you who are new, you can see in your brochure here, if you open it up, you can see what our events look like every Thursday. As a professional member, at $100 per year, all up front, or $10 per month, you can come to any of those events at no cost, okay? You also get a lot of benefits for that $100 membership. One is you get a radio interview. We have over 5,000 listens on our radio per month now, and we're growing constantly on that. You also get a sit-down interview, which we'll be doing those next Thursday. It will be very exciting. That will be live on the net across the world, and you will also get the recording of that to share with your business followers and potential clients as well as your clients. And in addition to that, you have an option of 7 reviews, and we can sit down and talk about those. They're all online reviews. Shelley gives one, which is speaking techniques. Deborah and Carolyn give one, which is professional image. Also, we have social media, blog. Cheryl, wave at everybody. You do that one.
Website analysis.
We have website analysis, strategic technology, and I know I'm missing one. Oh, business plan review, as well as business essentials review. All the utilities that you pay and all that, getting a discount on that. All of those are complimentary. 2 of those out of those 7 are complimentary with your professional $100 per year membership. And so you choose those. If you want additional ones, then you can have those at $75 per review. All right, and so moving right along, that just gives you a little synopsis of what we do. All of our events are on Thursdays from what time?
9 to 11.
9 to 11 a.m. Central Standard Time for those of you who are joining us virtually. And they're right here. But most of our events are held in the larger room. It was full today. Someone had rented it, so that's why we are in here. But we do go back and forth between the 2 rooms. And in addition to that, what am I missing, Shelley?
Nothing.
Nothing. All right.
You
I'm
got
Sherry
it
Henley, and I am the founder and the CEO of Business Over Coffee. We've been in existence for 1.5 years. We have grown dramatically, and we're very excited to have Shelley Baur, who is the fifth Thursday, BOCI Fifth Thursday Seminar. And how many of you know that we don't always have 5 Thursdays, right? So Shelley has, and I say this with great respect, graced us with your presence because she is very high paid for what she does. She's absolutely phenomenal. She's the author of Integrity-Based Communications. She's also one of our executive council here at BOCI, among many other hats that she wears as my best friend. And we are going to be, Caroline, going live on the video now as Shelley is going to present. And living on purpose, we talked about you yesterday, is what you're going to be talking about. We've got 2 full hours till 11 o'clock, and it's values clarification. Welcome, Shelley Baur, to BOCI.
Thank you, Sherry. The last time we were together, for those of you who weren't here, let me give you a little bit of background. Living on Purpose is the culmination of years of work that I did after going through a rotten divorce. Anybody in here can say an amen to that? You don't have to raise your hand. And at that time I realized I needed to do the work on myself, because if I kept doing what I had been doing, I was going to keep getting what I had been getting, including attracting men who were not exactly a good fit for my values, as it turns out. My parents were awesome. I had a fabulous upbringing, but nobody taught me, just in your face taught me what I'm going to share with you today. And this values clarification exercise actually came out of a class called Humans Being More that I trained all over North America, and actually was translated in, what was that country that's adjacent to Haiti? The English side, Dominican Republic. And even though I was being translated and I do not know Spanish, it really proved that what leaves the heart reaches the heart, because it was an amazing, amazing experience. And it really radically changed my life. When I went through Humans Being More as a participant, it allowed me to see what I was doing and allowed me to further see that I was getting in my own way. And from Humans Being More evolved adding my version, my take on living a balanced life in my own proprietary material, Integrity-Based Communications. So we've covered communications in previous Fifth Thursday seminars, and they're available online if you want to access them. And we covered living a balanced life last time we were together. And today we're going to focus on making meaning of values and creating a hierarchy of values in a particular relationship. Did you get the handouts?
I did.
Okay, good. Because you're going to need those. These handouts, you've got one that says, what's more important to me in my relationship with blank? And I want you to be thinking about a relationship that you want to focus on for the next hour, hour and a half. And it could be your relationship with yourself. It could be your relationship with God. It could be your relationship with a parent or a sibling or a child or a business partner. For me, it was with my husband-to-be. At that time, I knew that I wanted to be in a relationship unlike any relationship I'd ever had before. I did this work for the first time in November of 1998. I met my husband in January of 1999. He was fascinated by the work I did. He said, I've never done anything like what you're describing. Could we go through this, could we go through this class together? And I said, sure, I'll have another facilitator do it. And we did. And I'll pick up the thread of that story as we go through so you can see how powerful it can be to not only know what your values are and to create a hierarchy of what those values should be, you want to be in a particular relationship. And furthermore, making meaning of the values. So we'll tee that up and we'll come back to it later. So while I've been rambling, have you been thinking about a relationship that you want to write down and work with?
And you want it to be a human being. It can't be a
Well, I don't know.
prosperity
I
or
particularly like
provident
God
living.
with skin on, but
Okay.
if it could be amorphous. I would prefer that it be a human being, a sentient or a sentient being. You may have a pet that you want to work with, but it's intended to be a human being.
Okay.
But
people have
you're
relationships.
really out there.
People
yes.
have relationships with money. They have relationships with
Well,
You know.
today I want to make it with human beings, and it will make sense as it unfolds. That's a great question, Deborah. So if you would please, on your worksheet, write down that person's name. And you're going to need to, if you want to have a blank one for later, that's great. I'll give you another one. So don't be afraid to write on the worksheet, because it's going to be important to have that.
That person's name's gonna be on both sheets.
Correct. What's most important to me, moving towards values, the long values list, and also the same person, the moving away from values. And we'll work on that separately. Write in the name, because I'm not going to move ahead until I see everybody write in the name.
Want to have a relationship.
Shelley, just an FYI, we are communicating with the social media world,
Good.
Twitter and Facebook as well. Is there a particular handle at Shelley Baur that you would like us to post things to?
That would be fine. At Shelley Baur is fine.
All right, and we'll be checking in. We'll let you know if there's any conversation questions.
Great, thank you. And the other thing is, Sherry, I referred to previous Fifth Thursday seminars that we've done on integrity-based communications and living a balanced life. And if you want to feed that in so someone can go to the website,
Yes,
or if you want to put in integritybasedcommunications.com,
absolutely.
they can go back and read some blog posts on various modules of
Okay.
Living on Purpose,
We will.
including what we're covering today.
Okay, good deal.
Great. So everybody have a name in that blank? Okay, good. Now what I want you to do is look at the list of words under the big long list. And before you start circling, listen to the instructions, because you're only going to be able to end up with 6 words that you most want to have in this relationship. It could be things that already exist in the relationship, and you want to make sure they stay there, or it could be something that hasn't shown up yet, and you want to make sure that the word you're seeing is something that you want in the hierarchy. Finally, if there's something you want in this particular relationship that's not on this list, by all means, write it in. Because I want you, this is your exercise. These are just prompt words to help you determine what the values are that you most want in this relationship. I suggest that the first thing you do is go through and just put dots beside the words that you think that you want, that are values you want represented in the relationship, and wait and do the circling when you go, wow, I got 12 of them, I gotta cram it down to 6, or we won't be able to do the exercise efficiently. Doesn't mean you can't have more than 12 things in a relationship, but we're gonna focus on the ones that you look at and go, wow, these are the 6 things that are most important to me in this relationship. And while we're having a break, I gotta do a shout out to Sarah. I've already inhaled one of my cookies. They're chocolate with peanut butter. I just want you to imagine that chocolate melting on your tongue, and that you don't just scarf it down like I did.
I always save the chocolate for the last. I get all the peanut butter around it, and then I save the chocolate piece for the last.
Well, maybe I was hungry.
Will we be taking a break a little later for people to get coffee and
Sure,
cookies?
absolutely.
Okay,
Actually, maybe we'll do that between the moving toward values and the moving away from values. Now, people say, go ahead.
Excuse me, I'm very sorry. We meant to announce that we are live. Anything you say will be heard across the world. There are photos. If there's anyone that is opposed to your photo being taken or anything like that, or if you need to have a discussion, then you would need to go out into the hallway.
Great. Nice disclaimer. So can you listen to me while you're making your dots? Okay. Psychologists say that we do things for one of 2 reasons, either to gain pleasure or to avoid pain. And so while I put here the moving toward values, those are the ones that give you pleasure, gain, rewards, and approval. And then the moving away from values are the ones of pain, loss, and disapproval. And we're not working on the moving away from values yet. We're just focused on the sheet that's the long words. Can we get a close-up of this, just so they can see it? We
Do you want to
can't.
do it on this too, Carolyn?
Mhm.
All right.
Moving toward values. And again, you can read about this at integrity-based communications with an S on it, .com. There's one blog post on the moving toward and another on the moving away from. It's decision-making time. You've got to come down to circling those 6 values that you most want to have in this relationship with the person you wrote in the box. And while you're finishing that, I want you to be thinking about who is willing to come up front and volunteer to let me walk them through the exercise that you're going to be doing with a partner around the table, so that I can, oh, looky here.
I'm right here.
Yay, yay.
That's when it's pain. Zoom in.
Why?
I think she's a winner.
Is she, why? Yes, why is it? Okay. So we've got 10 people who don't have jobs that will actually be able to do this, but as you're in between snapping photos or doing whatever, I invite you please to do as much of this as you can. And Melinda, let's give her a big round of applause. She's going to come up here and help me demonstrate, because what you're going to do is you're going to pair with someone sitting close to you, and they are going to do what I'm doing on the flip paper by sharing their sheet with you. This is going to be hard to do for some people, to give their piece of paper to somebody else. But you're going to get it back. You're going to get it back. It's just that it'll allow them, not the small one, this one. We're working on the big one, the one that's got the long list. So Melinda, come on up. Let's give her a round of applause for being brave, even though she doesn't know what I'm going to do.
Vulnerable.
So what I'm going to do is put up here Melinda for the whole world to see with, what is the relationship? Joe. Okay, and what are the 6 values that you wrote down as being most important to you in your relationship with Joe?
Adventure.
Adventure.
Confident.
Confident.
Passion for life.
Passion for life.
Proud of self.
Proud of self.
Spiritual.
Spiritual.
Trust.
Trust. All good values, wouldn't you say? Don't you hate it when spell check doesn't come with the markers? It just really irritates me. Okay, so in Melinda's relationship with her husband Joe, her